Down in Berkeley on a Saturday morn, volunteers gathered at the break of dawn. Wheelchairs rolling, hearts full of grace, sending love to Fiji from this little place. From Gloucester to Fiji, across the sea, with kindness and hope for our family. Peter and the team lifting every load. 25 containers on the kindness road. Vinaka, vakalevu, we sing loud and free. PhysioNet, you're a blessing to Fiji. High Commissioner Suveinakama stood tall, with a message of thanks from Suva to all. From the President's heart and the people's voice, you make our island sing and rejoice. Peter once worked in the tropical sun. Now his son and grandsons fly for Fiji Air, one by one. Generations rising, giving and true, flying high and grounded too. From Gloucester to Fiji, across the sea, with kindness and hope for our family. Peter and the team lifting every load. 25 containers on the kindness road. Vinaka, vakalevu, we sing loud and free. PhysioNet, you're a blessing to Fiji. So here's to the helpers, the humble and strong. With every container, we all belong. Let the islands remember, let the oceans resound. PhysioNet's love will always be found.
Yes, sir. Full of Vinaka, sir. Nice meeting you.
You deserve a t-shirt as well.
You're a legend. PhysioNet helping people with disabilities overseas. What a blessing. Where was the first shipment?
Where did it go? To Sarajevo in Bosnia.
Wow.
To an orphanage. But it was only a truck. But the first 40-foot container like this, one went to Fiji and one went to South Africa in 2009.
Thank you, sir.
Those first two. But last year we sent 19 like this.
To all over the
All
world.
over the world. Yeah, so we shipped from here. We did South Africa, Zimbabwe. Where else did we ship to? Fiji.
Wow.
Oh, Macedonia. We shipped to Macedonia, Ethiopia,
Brilliant. Thank you so
and
much.
Ukraine. We haven't done one for Ukraine yet for a while.
Is it a wheelchair or?
It's a walking. It's a standing frame.
Wow.
So children.
Where do you get all this stuff from?
That NHS. So all the paediatric equipment.
Yeah.
After it's been used for 8 to 10 years, the manufacturers will not service them anymore. So although they're still workable, useful,
Yeah.
so we clean them, make sure they're
And recycle them.
yeah.
Basically send them over to where they need them most.
Some of them they use.
Oh, obviously this
brand
is
new.
brand new.
We do get brand new things as well.
Oh, what a blessing to have such lovely people like yourself and Mr.
This is Peter Thompson.
Peter
Yeah.
Thompson. Yeah,
He's
his kids are
90.
flying Fiji Airways
Yeah.
pilots.
My little one whispered, "This doesn't feel right." A child's wisdom, sharper than sight. So we stepped away into the quiet night and felt your peace in the soft moonlight. Child, be
actually mention Sarah, the other Sarah, of course, this Sarah all the time. That's very good. Now, what I want to say is that Peter is retiring in June. Is that right, Peter?
6th of July.
Oh, 6th of July.
Technically 6th of July.
And we're all invited to a big barbecue up there, which Caroline and David, her partner, organised, and it's a lovely event. Peter started PhysioNet in 2005, if I'm right, so it's 20 years it's been going. Started relatively slowly, but the first shipment to Fiji was in 2009. And this is, as you saw, the 25th shipment. So I found the High Commissioner just to say a few words in Fijian to thank particularly Peter, who, you know, who's pushed these shipments for 20 years. Would you like mine to say something?
Well, on behalf of the President of the Republic of Fiji, and the Prime Minister and the people and the Great Council of Chiefs, firstly I would like to say today that it's been such heartwarming morning for us to come and see the work that has been done to make sure that those who need the equipment get this. Fiji is not even we don't have 1 million people, but the work that I see today will encourage, will give more energy and more zest for our people with disabilities to actually continue to live and contribute to the community. They have a lot to contribute in the community, but have not been able to do so without the proper support that I see today. And to that point, I would like to acknowledge Peter Thompson as the founder of PhysioNet, and also his daughter Caroline, and Harry and Sarah, those who came to the office to actually talk about this beautiful project. Today is the 25th container to Fiji, and on behalf of the government and the people of Fiji, let me just say to each one of you as we approach Easter, and as we come to a moment that we actually look at how we help each other, this is quite a defining moment for us. The reason being I say this because diabetes has gripped the small island country in Fiji and other small island countries in the Pacific. And some of them, like stories I've witnessed, 5 years without any walking aids. They're not able to see the world, they're not able to join their families. So what you've done today is making sure that they can talk to their families, they can reach their families, they can see their children go to school, they can see the other members of the community working in the government because of what you've done today. So on behalf of the government and the people and His Excellency the President of Fiji, Peter, Sarah, Harry, and all of you. We haven't actually been formally introduced, but in Fiji they say your faith is not as strong as what you say, but as what you do. And today that has actually resonated in what I'll go back to the commission in London and make sure that this news is actually continue to be conveyed. From here we'll be going to Aldershot. There's actually a big Fiji sports event this afternoon at 4, which I'll be actually participating, and I will convey this gesture. This they say there's no other love that is greater than when you give it to someone else. And today was basically that. And thank you, Peter, for doing it for the last 20 years. Today we thought if we join all the containers that he had actually put together, it would be about how many kilometers?
If you put 182 containers end to end, it stretches for 1.4 miles.
2 kilometers.
That's the love that we feel. Even though Fiji is about 3,000 miles away from London, it's actually the length of that container that has brought us together. And without any, I wanted to say thank you very much. God bless you, and I hope you'll get more luck in trying to retire Peter, because I see he's still got a lot of energy.
Peter, would
Thank
like
you.
to say anything?
Just last 2 weeks ago, I think, we sent our 5th 20-foot container to Kenya, but by chance it contained our 100,000th item since we first started, and that's the figure that because we said now in 20-foot containers, 40-foot containers, 40-foot high cube containers. The standard container is 8 foot by 8 foot by 40. The high cube gives you another 500 cubic feet of space, which is 9'6" high. So there's to arrive at some sort of standard, we now have a standard container equivalent which contains 550 items. So at the end of a year we can calculate however many items you will have on this. It may be a bit more than a standard container, but so to date, with the 100,000th item from last week, that's equivalent to 182 standard container equivalents, and that's a 40-foot container. So it's those 182 standard container equivalents which you put end to end goes to 1.4 miles. But really, it's still scratching the surface. The point I was making to the High Commissioner is that Fiji's, per capita, Fiji's had more than any other of the countries we've sent, but we've sent more than 30 at the moment. It contains the 100,000th item, and we've only sent the equivalent of 2 40-foot containers to Kenya. Kenya has a population of 51 million, 50 times the size of Fiji. So you can imagine the market out there. And I mean, Fiji has quite a high demand for disability age because diabetes is a big problem. It's a bigger problem in Polynesia than in some countries. But even so, there are countries that are much worse off than Fiji from a GDP point of view and so on. So it's it'll say to the High Commissioner. Last time I was in Fiji, I put forward this ambitious plan to get the equivalent to 6 Pacific islands: Tonga, Samoa, Vanuatu, Solomon Islands, Kiribati and Tuvalu, some of which you've never heard of. But together, to get those islands the same amount of equipment as Fiji's had will take 13 years. But there's something wrong with the system, that we can get 25 containers to Fiji and we can't get a single container to this, say the Solomons, which is almost the same population as Fiji. And we're ignoring Papua New Guinea, which has got a population of 11 million. So there's a huge amount of demand. And we need another 3 depots, don't we, Harry, to keep up with demand?
Yes. Well, we're hoping to develop at least a sub-hub in Plymouth with Andy and Sally.
And you've got to find a replacement for this, apparently.
Yeah.
It's also, I must say, those of you who actually work in Fiji, Peter, Harry, and
Caroline.
yeah, Jim and Anne, those are found love in Fiji. So we feel very special about your stories. And today was quite amazing. Thank you very much again. Thank you, Peter. Thank you.